Watch the narcissist in action, always asserting control. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I'm the only provider of information about narcissism that has acquainted you in detail with the concept of the pursuit of the prime aims. Understanding that the narcissist's involvement with you is always, repeat, always, in conjunction with the pursuit of the prime aims is axiomatic to understanding why the narcissist behaves as he or she does. Once you grasp the concept of the prime aims and how it isn't about kindness, it isn't about love, it isn't about affection, it is about the prime aims, this makes understanding the rationale of the narcissist all the easier. The prime aims consist of four things: control, fuel, character traits, and residual benefits. The narcissist may seek all four items from a person, or perhaps just one. However, when it comes to any form of interaction with another human being, the narcissist must, at the very minimum, always assert control. That does not necessarily have to be the case directly, and if you want to understand more about that, I would encourage you to go to the Knowledge Vault and obtain the 3 assertions of control to understand how that is done. Some narcissists, when they're interacting with a person, will naturally devalue them when they start to threaten that narcissist's need for control. But where they are a mid-range narcissist, or a greater narcissist, they will operate a facade. This kind of behaviour is usually seen with mid-range narcissists, whereby you could be having an argument with the narcissist. They're shouting and swearing at you, calling you all manner of names, possibly becoming physically violent with you. And then when a third party enters the scenario, their behaviour shifts, the facade switches on. They start to cry. They make out that you're the aggressor, that their aggression suddenly melts away. They complain about the way that you have been treating them. There really is that flicking of the switch as the facade kicks in. And the new arrival on the scene, if they were not familiar with what had gone on beforehand, would simply think that you, the genuine victim, are the aggressor, and that the narcissist is actually the victim of your poor behaviour. This might be done, for instance, with the arrival of friends or family. The arrival of a police officer is quite a common trigger for this occurrence, for the facade to kick in. The narcissism needs to control all parties that are on that radar. And thus, when there is somebody else that attends who isn't, for instance, the intimate partner of the narcissist or the person that the narcissist is arguing with one-on-one, and therefore ordinarily wouldn't have to have regard to the facade, when somebody else appears, the necessity of the facade kicks in, and all of a sudden they become all sweetness and light and make out that they are the victim. This can happen in lots of different scenarios. The narcissist could be having an argument in the shop, and when another customer comes in, their aggression level reduces and indeed dissipates, and they say, "Can you help me with this person? They've been nasty to me. He's threatened to kick me out of my shop, wouldn't give me a refund. All I wanted was a refund for a substandard product, etc." And they turn on the waterworks. They make out how they are the victim. Those of you that are acquainted with narcissists may well have experienced this. However, it's also the case that there are other narcissists, which are of the lesser variety, that don't operate with a facade, but they still need to have that control. Their narcissism doesn't in effect care about the arrival of another party, but they still must be subjected to that control. And for them, it often becomes more difficult because, of course, the third party will have witnessed the unpleasant behaviour between the narcissist and the victim, and thereafter will be likely subjected to further unpleasant behaviour from the narcissist, he or herself. And thus, the narcissist actually has to work harder to try and get that person under control, at least directly. I'm going to provide you with some footage now, where you can see an ongoing altercation that's taking place between a narcissist and a neighbour non-intimate secondary source. However, a third party, another neighbour, is involved, and from this you will see how the narcissist continues to seek to assert control over the non-intimate secondary source, the first neighbour, but also over the non-intimate secondary source, the second neighbour. And you'll also be able to see the different manipulations that the narcissist uses to try and attempt this. The point remains, there is no facade in operation, and it's useful for you to see instances where that facade is not occurring, and in effect, the haphazard manner of the heated ignited fury that continues to be utilised in order to assert control over both neighbours. Here comes the footage, and then I'll break it down for you.
What the fuck out you do? What the fuck is your problem, for God's sake?
Even your child has tried to pull you away. Even your child has tried to pull you to go back home.
Yeah.
It's obvious to everyone but you that you are a problem and you need to go home. Yes.
Because we've been living nonstop for how many days with your pounding because you're too lazy to take your
Guess
kids
what?
outside.
Even if I took them out, guess what happens when we get home? The kids make a
Well,
little
then why
noise.
don't you just have consideration for us?
Why didn't you have consideration before moving into a building that you're going to be living in a family apartment?
Wait, no, because they told me.
They told
me that you only had them every 2 weeks.
Oh.
And I will show Leslie this.
Guess what?
Because that's what she said to me.
Oh, show her. I would love you to, because guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what? Why do you think I'm recording this? You think I'm hiding?
I'm not hiding either.
Oh, yeah.
And?
So you're just questioning people's gender.
And?
You're just yelling at
No.
people, calling people bitches. You're up here talking shit, but you're willing to show the video yourself. Guess what? I'm not even going to.
Oh,
Please,
shit, man.
please call
I
Leslie.
will show
Please
the
call
video.
Leslie and show her the video.
I will.
Do it.
No problem.
Do it.
No problem.
I bet you don't.
No problem.
I bet you don't.
Because I bet that when she works, because you're big titty blonde girl, that the mommy, that
What
lives
is-
here,
what does her identity have anything to do with
I bet
it?
she works, and you have to take that accountability towards your rent.
What?
Right?
What does her identity have anything to do with it? And what does their identity have anything to do with
Because
anything?
she's big titty blonde, and you're taking 2 spots up, and
How do you know she's a she?
I don't care. Just
You don't care, but you want to question this person here.
I don't. Actually.
You did, actually. About 5 minutes ago, you questioned this person's gender.
That's current.
And you didn't even do it.
Don't
And you
means
didn't even
current.
do it.
Don't means current.
No.
I don't anymore. I don't even care.
But you did. And you
I
didn't
know
even, you
you're
never
looking,
did care. You
and
never
I
did
don't
care. You never did care. You were
I
trying to
don't
be
care.
rude. You were trying to be rude. You never did care.
No.
Yes, you did.
I actually just went down to your level for a moment.
Do you think she really cared about your gender, or she was trying to be rude?
She was trying to be rude.
Exactly.
Well, I was just down
Guess
to your
what?
level for a moment because you're just
My
a
level.
fucking piece of shit.
Oh,
Look who's talking.
Yeah,
You
I'm
really
so
need to
hurt.
Shut the fuck up and grow up.
wow. You have people a
Walk
quarter
the fuck
your
downstairs
age.
and
Okay.
Leave us the fuck alone. I don't know what the fuck you think you.
At the end of the day, it's almost like we're wasting our time because she's clearly mentally unstable. You
There
should.
you go. Go stomp.
I'm gonna go. I have a P assignment today. Bye.
Yeah,
Yeah, have a
go
good
stomp.
one. Okay, we will. Have fun. You're gonna love it. Enjoy your life down there.
So you're gonna purposely pound more.
No one's doing it on purpose.
No, but
You're the
said
only
it.
one doing it on purpose.
You said it on video.
I said it's not
You're
gonna change.
Purposely pound.
I said it.
More.
It never was on purpose. It never was on purpose. But your banging is on purpose. Your screaming is on purpose.
Dude, I did it once last night.
Not once last night. You do it every day. Every day.
Are you shit?
Last night was the only time I ever responded to you deliberately. But you deliberately every day bang, and then you spend an hour
you
screaming.
Don't like banging. Weird. You don't like banging?
I don't care.
Me either.
Guess what? The difference is children, adult.
Yeah.
Accident on
Outside.
purpose.
Dumbass. Take your
No.
piece
No,
of
they
shit
live here.
kids
They live here.
outside.
They live here, and it's COVID outside. Guess what? There's a stay-at-home order.
Actually, not. There isn't.
Yes,
Not
there
the
is.
Park across the street.
Actually, guess what?
Woodinville actually has.
Actually, guess what?
30 cases.
Actually, guess what?
Woodinville has 30
Actually,
cases.
guess what? I have a job,
Do you?
so I'm not taking my
You
kids
don't
out.
leave.
Guess what that means?
Your car doesn't leave.
They're gonna be home all
Your
day.
car doesn't leave.
They're gonna be home all
Your
day.
car doesn't leave.
They're gonna be home
so
all
you're
day.
lying.
Okay, sure. So
Your car doesn't leave.
show all of your
Texas
videos.
plates that are not up to date with the Washington plates.
You got me. Call the cops.
Woo!
Call the cops.
I should.
Guess what? Even your kid has left you because you're pathetic. Grow
No.
up. Grow up.
No.
Grow
this
up.
is a long time coming, motherfucker, because you know what?
Oh.
You are actually just pathetic.
Yeah, you need to go home. Okay? Bye.
Call the cops.
Because at a certain
Call the cops.
to a
Call
certain
the cops.
to a certain degree, it's like I need to go inside so you can leave these people alone. You're disturbing other people.
Right? No, but you're disturbing me, you fucking piece of shit. Why
At
do
this
you get
point,
that?
at this point,
why don't you get that?
now that I know
you're
you,
disturbing me.
now that I know
by
you,
stomping.
I don't care anymore. Now that I know you, I'm not gonna care. You think I'm gonna have more respect for you now?
Yep.
So,
You're fucked
so
up.
my kids make any little noise and I try to stop them. Now I'm not gonna care so much.
See?
See? Yeah, because you're a respectful person. You're very respectful.
Nah, man.
Nah,
I
man.
was.
Yeah, no, you're not. You never were. You never were. You came into this building like you were some hot-headed
No.
king. Oh, yes, you did.
How did I come in here?
Oh, don't give me that. Oh, the first time we even saw you, what apartment are you in? Oh, cool. I'm underneath
I never
you.
met them until October 31st.
Okay.
It's the first time I met you.
Oh, you're so chill. Yeah, you're a nice person. You're a nice person.
Halloween, right?
You're a nice person.
Why are you lying?
What kind of benefit would that lie give me?
Why can't you fucking just stop?
You're-
Let's go home.
You! Why can't
No,
you?
why don't you treat her the way you really treat her? What I hear all day. Yell at her like you really do.
I'm literally trying to play with my friends, and they can hear all what's going on.
Yeah, so I'm
What's going on through their head is, what type of environment does this guy live in?
Right.
It's you. It's not him. How many
It's
times?
me?
Yes. How many times has he told you to go?
But you can't tell me.
So my point is, I'm gonna go now, so that way you guys can get peace, because obviously she has mental issues and she's not gonna go. No matter, she thinks she's right. That's why you know she's got mental issues, because she doesn't see
So here's the
she doesn't see how wrong she is.
Why?
It doesn't matter
can't I
anymore.
have a right-
Hope you got them all because it makes her look so.
Okay, you've now seen the continuation of the interaction between the argumentative narcissist neighbour and the two victim neighbours. The neighbour commences by saying, "Who needs to chill the fuck out? You do. What the fuck is your problem, for God's sake?" This is challenge fuel because they're questioning the narcissist. The victim weighs in. "Even your child has tried to pull you away." The narcissist ignores this dismissiveness. "So what I'm trying to say," the victim then interjects, "even your child has tried to pull you away to go back home. It's obvious to everyone but you that you are a problem and you need to go home." That encapsulates, of course, the nature of the unaware narcissist, that such an individual doesn't see that they are the problem. The distortion field tells the narcissist that everybody else is the problem. Even though there are two people here who are pointing out the unpleasantness of her behaviour, it simply doesn't register and compute. The narcissist responds, "I am the problem." Her confusion is genuine, because her narcissism really does not let her process that she is the issue. The victim confirms that she is. Instead, of course, the narcissism causes her to believe that the victim is the problem, and therefore she states, "Because we've been living non-stop for how many days with your pounding," blame shifting, "because you're too lazy to take your kids outside." The victim responds, "Guess what? Even if I took them out, guess what happens when we get home? The kids make a little noise." The narcissist, "Why didn't you just have consideration for us?" It's all about her needs. And the victim is assumed and expected to anticipate and understand those needs with a minimum of conveyance of information. The victim replies, "Why didn't you have consideration before moving into a building that you're going to be living in, a family apartment?" "What? No, because they told me that you only had them every 2 weeks. Again, no accountability. "They told you?" "Oh," says the victim. The narcissist responds, "And I will show Leslie this because that's what she said to me." Triangulation. The victim responds, "Oh, show her. I would love you to, because guess what? Guess what? Why do you think I'm recording this? You think I'm hiding? I'm not. I'm not hiding either. And, oh, so you're just questioning people's gender. You're just yelling at people, calling people bitches. You're up here talking shit. All challenge fuel. Narcissist, oh please. Dismissive. Victim. And you're willing to show people the video yourself. Guess what? I'm not even going to. Oh shit, man. Please, says the victim. Please call Leslie and show her the video. I will. Do it. No problem. Do it. No problem, says the narcissist. Notice that it's all about the words rather than the action once again. The victim goads her further. I bet you don't. No problem, says the narcissist. I bet you don't. The narcissist then responds, because I bet that because when she works, because your big titty blonde girl, the mummy that lives here, I bet she works and you have to take that accountability towards your rent, right? The victim responds, what does her identity have to do with it, and why does their, referring to the neighbour, have anything to do with that? Narcissist replies, because she's a big titty blonde and you're taking 2 spots up, and the victim further goes, how do you know she's a she? The narcissist is dismissive once again. I don't care. The victim notes the hypocrisy. You don't care, but you want to question this person here, referring to the neighbour who is still videoing the interaction. I don't, actually, says the narcissist. The victim says, you do actually. About 5 minutes ago you questioned this person's gender. The neighbour weighs in, explaining that's correct. The narcissist comes out with a load of nonsense. Don't means current, don't mean current. No, says the victim. I don't anymore, I don't even care, says the narcissist. But you did. No, and you never did care. You never did care. I don't care. I don't care. You don't and you never did care. You never did care. You were trying to be rude. No, says the narcissist. Yes, you did, says the victim. I actually just went down to your level for a moment, says the narcissist, belittlement. The victim addresses the neighbour. Do you think she really cared about your gender, or she was trying to be rude? The neighbour responds, she was trying to be rude. The victim says, exactly. The two of them talking about the narcissist in this manner, of course, continues to be challenge fuel. The narcissist has to try and wrestle control back. Well, I was just down at your level for a moment, she says, because you're just a fucking piece of shit. Insult. The neighbour interjects, look who's talking. Challenge fuel. Yeah, I'm so hurt, says the victim. The neighbour weighs in again. You need to shut the fuck up and grow up. The victim adds, wow, you have people a quarter of your age. The neighbour adds, why don't you go the fuck downstairs and leave us the fuck alone? The narcissist, of course, isn't backing away just yet and is propped against the wall and is nodding sarcastically at the neighbour as a means of asserting control over them. Okay, says the narcissist. The neighbour responds, I don't know who the fuck you think you are. The victim states, at the end of the day, it's almost as if we're wasting our time because she's clearly mentally unstable. The narcissist's daughter appears again and is calling for her mother. The narcissist responds as only she can by repeating the then don't, go stomp. The neighbour says, I'm going to go. I have a PE assignment to do. Goodbye. The victim laughs, yeah, have a good one. The narcissist states again, go stomp. The victim, addressing the narcissist, states, we will, have fun, you're going to love it, enjoy your life down there. The narcissist seems somewhat calmer and asks, so you're going to purposely pound more? It's a fairly basic attempt to try and catch the victim out. The victim states, no one's doing it on purpose, you're the only one doing it on purpose. The narcissist, thinking that she's caught him out, states, you said it on video, you're going to purposely pound more. The victim clarifies, it was never on purpose, but your banging is on purpose, your screaming is on purpose. The narcissist responds, dude, I did it once last night. The victim responds, not once last night, you do it every day. Every day. Are you shitting me? Asked the narcissist. Last night was the only time I ever responded to you deliberately. But you deliberately bang every day and then you spend an hour screaming. This banging and the screaming are manifestations of heated ignited fury and also point to a low threshold on that ignited fury. Narcissist replies, because we don't like banging. Weird, you don't like banging? Me either. The victim replies, I don't care. Guess what the difference is? He points to his own apartment, children. He then points to the narcissist, adult. He points to his own apartment, accident. He points to the narcissist, on purpose. Yeah, outside, dumbass. Take your fucking piece of shit kids outside. Triangulation and insult. Victim, no, they live here. they live here and it's COVID outside. Guess what? There's a stay-at-home order. The narcissist even seeks to argue this. Actually, no, there isn't. Not at the park across the street. Woodville only actually has 30 cases. Woodville has 30 cases. The victim responds, guess what? I have a job, so I'm not taking my kids outside. Guess what that means? The narcissist replies, do you? You don't leave. Your car doesn't leave. Showing, of course, that she doesn't have anything else to do all day but see what his car is doing. They're going to be home all day. Your car doesn't leave, so you're lying. Okay, sure, so show all of your video. Your car doesn't leave. Texas plates that are not up to date with the Washington plates. You got me, says the victim. Call the cops. Oh, says the narcissist. Call the cops, says the victim. I should. Guess what? Even a kid has left you because you're pathetic. No, says the narcissist. Grow up. Grow up. This is a long time coming, motherfucker, says the narcissist, because you know what? You're actually just pathetic. Insult. The daughter arrives once again and starts pulling the narcissist back down the hallway towards the exit. The victim, now laughing at the daughter trying to retrieve the narcissist, yeah, you need to go home, okay? Bye. The narcissist then states to the neighbour, call the cops. Then to the victim, call the cops, call the cops. The victim responds, to a certain degree, it's like I have to go inside, so that you can leave these people alone. You're disturbing other people. The narcissist keeps going. Right, but you're disturbing me, you fucking piece of shit. Insult. Why don't you get that? Why don't you get that? You're disturbing me by stomping. The victim replies, at this point, now that I know you, I don't care anymore now that I know you. I'm not going to care. You think that I'm going to have more respect for you now? This, of course, shows the collateral consequence of the behaviour of the narcissist, that she's gone up there to try and cause him to be quiet, and of course the way that she has spoken to him has caused him to simply say, you think now I'm going to be respectful towards you after the way that you've spoken to me? She has failed to get him under control, and she's also created a collateral consequence whereby any emotional empathy that he might have had for her that might cause him to be considerate, or at least attempt to be so, has been eradicated. The narcissist, of course, then seizes on this by saying, yep. The victim replies, so my kids make any little noise and I try to stop them. Now I'm not going to care so much. The narcissist then says, see, as if that encapsulates the whole of the attitude of the victim in that moment. Notice how the narcissism edits once again, that it pulls what it wants to see, and so causes her to say to her daughter, see, this is exactly what he's like, trying to show an edited piece rather than the whole point of what has gone on and showing it in context. Victor implies, see, yeah, because you're a respectful person, you're very respectful. The narcissist replies, yeah, nah, man, I was. The victim then states, somewhat anxiously, nah, man, you're not, you never were. You came to this building like you're some hot-headed king. The narcissist rejects that. No, how did I come in here like that? Victim responds, oh yes, you did. Don't give me that. The first time we even saw you. He does an impression of his first meeting with the narcissist, mocks her voice. What apartment are you in? Ooh, I'm underneath you. The narcissist then seeks to assert control over the neighbour once again, who's back out in the hallway, and speaks in a more conciliatory tone. I never met them until October the 31st. Oh, okay, says the victim. That's the first time I met you. Oh, you're so chill. Yeah, you're a nice person. Wasn't it on Halloween, right? You're a nice person. Why are you lying? What kind of benefit would that lie give me? Asked the victim. The daughter then forcibly pulls the narcissist back towards the exit. Why can't you fucking stop stomping? Says the narcissist again, like the stop record that she is. The daughter says, Mum, go home. The narcissist rounds on her daughter. You! The victim laughs. Why can't you? Asks the narcissist. The victim states, why don't you treat her the way you really treat her? What I hear all day. Yell at her like you really do. Once again, this demonstrates the way that this narcissist operates with no facade, yelling and shouting so that other people are able to hear. The neighbour comes back and states, I'm literally trying to play with my friends and they can hear all that's going on. All that's going on through their heads is, what type of environment does this guy live in? The narcissist goes, right. The neighbour, of course, the narcissist thinks that the neighbour's talking about the actual victim and not the narcissist, showing that she has no comprehension whatsoever that she is the problem. A combination of low cognitive function and the blinding effect of her narcissism. The neighbour points out, it's you, it's not him. The narcissist asks, "It's me," again showing that genuine confusion that she's the problem. The neighbour says, "Yes, how many times have I told you to go?" The narcissist insists, "But you can't tell me," sense of entitlement. The victim replies, "So my point is that I'm going to go now so you guys can get peace, because obviously she has mental issues and she's not going to go. She thinks she's right, that's the problem," which of course her narcissism tells her over and over and over and over and over again, she's right, they're wrong. That's how you know she's got mental issues, because she doesn't see how wrong she is. Narcissist replies, "Why don't I have a right?" Victim mentality. The victim then leaves the interaction by entering his own apartment and closing the door. And there the interaction ends. Thus you'll see how the narcissist won't back down, and in the end the victim has to walk away, although he should have done it far sooner. But throughout, the narcissist continued to need to assert control over him and also over the neighbour, but failed to do so directly because her form of narcissism is somewhat rudimentary and is basic in its application, whereby she just trots out the victim mentality of, "You're the one that's stomping and affecting me, and I'm not doing anything wrong here, even though I'm shouting and causing a scene." This particular narcissist featured in 4 separate videos showing various aspects of the narcissistic dynamic and behaviours. In terms of what type of narcissist are you looking at? Well, the individual concerned certainly doesn't function with a facade, and that straight away tells you that you're not looking at a mid-range narcissist. There is a huge sense of entitlement to come upstairs and shout the odds, to be shouting towards her child, to continue to behave in the way that she does in front of her child. She's belligerent, uses insults. There's no emotional empathy in her behaviour. She shows no accountability for the way she conducts herself. There's a degree of grandiosity in the way that she believes that she's entitled to have everybody else accommodate her. She's haughty, she's often dismissive, she shows arrogance, she's obnoxious, she's a poor listener. Her manipulations are fairly rudimentary in the 4 videos that we have seen. We see that she tells lies, that she triangulates with people, that she engages in smearing, that she invalidates and belittles, she denies, she provokes and projects and blame shifts. There's repeated instances of heated ignited fury as she insults. In terms of where she sits within the scale, it's quite clear that she belongs to the lesser as a consequence of repeated use of heated fury, probable destruction of property, the banging on property, the doors and the floors, the ceilings. There's no charm with this individual. She doesn't appear to work. There's low cognitive function. One should imagine that she would have a small fuel matrix. One should suspect that her financial circumstances aren't particularly good. She lives in social housing. There is a low threshold on her ignited fury. She comes marching up to shout the odds. She starts shouting with the people that are around her. Although we don't see any physical violence, it wouldn't surprise me if she would engage in that. She's superficial and very much sits within the lesser category. We can exclude upper lesser A and upper lesser B because there isn't the success factor that would be associated with her that you would see with those 2 categories. She's likely lower lesser or middle lesser, probably on balance middle lesser, because we didn't see any physical violence and a lower lesser probably wouldn't be able to contain themselves. Thus, on what was seen, the most likely outcome is that the individual is a middle lesser and probably a victim in terms of cadre, a middle lesser victim narcissist. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for watching.